Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War, Campaign 14, Week 3, Day 5. So today, what do we have going on? We got ourselves the faction. Covered a whole video on it earlier. But yeah, Life and Death is available today, tomorrow, and Sunday. Definitely make sure to go pick yourself up one. It costs 410 gems through the Soul Forge, through the campaign itself. You can also get it through the Soul Forge for 200 diamonds and a few other resources. Though it is generally better, or slightly better overall value to end up getting it through the event rather than getting it in Soul Forge, but the option for doing so is somewheres here in all this mess. Where is it? I passed that at least 5 times now. There it is. But yeah, it's also in Soul Forge. It's also half as much as a normal weapon, so even cheaper, yet being one of the better weapons in the entire game. So that's nice. One thing I do want to start with, though, as we have been the last couple days, actually, let me go hide the other thing and bring up the little timer, because one thing I want to go do is see how long it takes. So far, it's been taking us less time every day. It started at 8 minutes and 7 minutes and like 6.5 minutes. Let's see if today will be 6 minutes. Let's see, turn that off. There we go. But yeah, let's go see how long it takes us to go get our thing done. Just trying to see like about what the average is now, you know, as of the change. Of course, we're testing it always with the good old Dust Devil team. But yeah, start with that, and then we'll mess with the faction, as it does have a new Deep Delve variant. Yeah, the new Deep Delve variant is kind of funny because it's basically the same variant, but in inverse order. Because the treasure rooms are all the way to the left, whereas in the other one, they're all the way to the right. But yeah, it's basically the same faction. We just do it in a different from side to side. It's kind of weird, but yeah, they're the same faction, but you just do it in a... this one you do from right to left, and the other one you do from left to right. So, a little bit weird. But they are relatively similar in how they are gone about. Anyways, well, we'll get that into a moment. But first, let's start with the good old quick kill team. Get the timer going, make sure we actually have the correct team set. We do, perfect. And let's get into things. Also, hello everyone, by the way, before we click on that. Hello, Bill! Hello, Roman! Hello, Easy Breezy! Hello, Nexarius! Hello, Draco! Hello, Logic Slayer! Hello, Isabel! Hello, Cookie. Hello, Lester. Hello, Roman. Hello, everyone else. Welcome, 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 welcome. Okay, let's start getting into this. Also, happy weekend finally, everyone. It is finally the weekends. Always great to see. Also, hello, Humberto. Welcome, welcome. Any of you guys got any plans? Hello, Sushi Ninja. Oh, I didn't start the timer. Wait, whoops. Well, we haven't found one yet, but, oh well, this shouldn't be that far off. We didn't time, like, what, one battle? Hello, Jonian! Welcome, welcome. Hello, Maximus! Welcome, welcome. We got Genie. No genies. Can I test for a Wayne for quick kill? Want to see the difference? It should be about 50% slower, or like 1/3 slower. Like a 50% difference. Well, I don't know. How would you say that? It's a 50% difference compared to that team, but a 1/3 overall time difference. Like, if this team is taking roughly 7 minutes per day, Rowan should be taking like 10 minutes per day, roughly. Based on how quickly they tend to win. But yeah, doing the same with Rowan's like a... You can expect like a 9 to 11 minute time frame. Whereas so far with this team, we're pretty much at like a 6.5 to 8, I want to say. Somewhere around there. Maybe even a 6, though. We haven't seen the 6 yet. Oh, it's definitely possible. But that would definitely be on the luckier side. Gotta get a lot in a row. I'm surprised we haven't seen an under 5 yet, though. It seems definitely very possible, too. But it hasn't actually been happening. Which I was kind of expecting it to be able to. If they were all weighted evenly. And it definitely is if you get lucky enough, but we haven't yet. I always forget the timer. Well, I don't use it that often, so when I do, I kind of forget about it. We don't bring it out too often. We bring it out for a few things. It's mostly for Nomapalooza. I've probably used it more for Nomapalooza than everything else combined. Which, of course, next Vault event with Paloozas and everything, that's June 2nd. Or, sorry, yeah, June 2nd. That was right. Unless they're changing the date. But that's, 2 weeks from now, actually. I believe exactly 2 weeks from now. Not next week, but the following week. Because today's a Friday, so yeah, it would be exactly 2 weeks from now then. Gosh, it's already Friday? Where did this week go? I think it's because half this week I've been playing, like, Tears of the Kingdom. Because, gosh, we did, like, what, 3, 4, like, day-long streams of that thing? That's probably where the week went. It just came out last week. I wouldn't be surprised if it wins Game of the Year. That game's actually been a lot of fun. And we should hopefully be concluding it this Sunday. Well, concluding as far as basic completion, but you know what I mean. There's a lot of games we've done that for that I never really revisited. Like, Hollow Knight was one of them. We're definitely going to need to revisit finishing Hollow Knight before Silk Song comes out. Whenever that thing finally gets released and not delayed for the 1000th time. Because I'm pretty sure it still does not have an official date. It's just been delayed, like, legitimately 20 different times or something. Oh, you just got a major mini orb. Oh, yeah, we did it the other day, like 2 or 3 streams ago. Literally the last orb we opened. The last key we were going for. Boom. Pet orb. Major pet orb. Is nice. Okay, how many more do we need? We need 6, I guess. Keep track of that. 6 more. Which is probably easier to keep track of how many we've gotten so far. 4 of them. No! The Soul Gnome has enough durability! Soul Gnome's the second tankiest gnome. The tankiest is, of course, the Dragonite Gnome. Yes, very bulky. We're not even at the halfway point at 4. We're really behind today. We're on track to take 8 minutes. Because we're halfway done at just on over 4. Of course, our luck could turn around. Because now, luckily, the final one is actually easy to get compared to before. Look at that, back to back. That should be the 6th one. Look at that, the triple in a row! That's the 7th one. Why can't we always have this luck? I wonder what the odds are of getting 10 in a row are. Because I've seen 4 and 5 in a row, even on the previous format before. But I think that's our first triple in a row in this new format. So what is that? That should be 8. Oh, our luck just completely turned around. Average for Tears of the Kingdom finish went up. It's like 65 to 75 hours. Is it really that long? Like every single time I keep going through it, it's like, oh, wait, there's more. Oh, wait, there's more. Like there's been a couple of times already. It's like, oh yeah, the game's going to end any moment now. And then it's like, nope, that's not even close. Which honestly is kind of nice because I feel like Breath of the Wild kind of ended very abruptly out of nowhere. Whereas the sequel definitely did not. If anything, it just keeps going every time you think it's going to end. Because last stream we had something that seemed pretty conclusive, and then it's like, oh, this is probably only the halfway point. I was joking about it on the other stream, but the reason why it's going to win Game of the Year is because it's actually going to take a year to complete. So that by the time people are actually nominating Game of the Year, you know, people will still be playing it. Or some people will. I definitely won't be. But there is that much content in it. Anyways, we'll collect rewards. And that is it. 6 minutes. So despite the very slow start, that was the quickest time we've had all week. Though you can add like maybe 20 seconds because I did start the timer a little bit late. But even if you say 6 minutes 30, it's still tied or the highest or quickest time we've done all week so far. So yeah, that did a complete 180. That means we found 6 of them in 2 minutes. Wait, in under 2 minutes? Because we're at 4 minutes, 15 seconds. So in under 2 minutes, we found 6 of them. So yeah, that's what happens when you get lucky on them. Because the first half we got super unlucky, and then, yeah, just a bunch of luck, and there we go. Quickest time yet. Anyways, there we go. Time has been timed. But yeah, I want to say it's around a 6 to 8 minute, or 6 to 9 minute. Probably closer to 6 to 8 when doing Dust Devil Quick Kill for the Kingdom event. Anyways, I'm trying to find my other number. Move that there. Oops, moving that over. Moved everything else over. There we go. Is everything in order? Looks like it. Good to go. Anyways, what are we doing? So, next order of business. Let's go and clear out the dailies. So, we still have several to go do. Got a handful of gems over here. Got a few other things. And then we're going to primarily focus on, once we get down every daily, we're pretty much just going to focus entirely onto the faction event. Covered a full-length video on it earlier today. But today, during the stream, we're mostly just going to be going and just clearing it out. Probably using Guard's Avatar team for the earlier range. And then later on, we have access to good old classic Zolgoth, Iron Gut Zolgoth, you should say. Definitely 69 minutes. Let's see, forgot to ask, how are you? Oh, you were asking Isabel. I'm glad that you're getting a little bit better from it. Oh, you got a head cold though. Oh no. Have the painkillers actually helped? Because I've always been like hesitant to ever take painkillers. The one time I ever did, it's like I was actually taking like portions of the pills rather than like the whole thing. Because I remember it hurting a lot, but it was like a bearable hurt. Oh, they pulled 8 teeth. Oh gosh. The most. Let's see. I think I had like 8 or 9 pulled when I was a kid, but they were smaller teeth, so it's not as big of a deal when it did that. And the only other time since I've been an adult I've had that many teeth pulled was when I had 4 for the molars or whatever they're called in the back line. Yeah, that's when I need the painkillers and everything. I barely even took them. But yeah, it did hurt. But honestly, the hurt kind of like numbed out the hurtness because it hurt so much that you didn't feel pain anymore. Is that kind of hurt? Feels good, kind of. Pain is fun. Okay, we need a poll. Let's see. It's time to play Guess That Door. Let's see. Door of guessing. 4, 5, or 6. There we go. Let's see what we get for today. There we go. Alright, hopefully we get it perfect today. We got it last time we had Guess That Door. I don't remember what number it was, but we did win. I think it was 4 last time. I don't remember. But whatever it was last time, we actually did end up winning. We'll see how it goes today. I'm looking for something here. Also, we still only have... we're gonna have, like, no Palooza next time. Oh, we did find a verse 3. What was this from? Wait, was this from the daily? I think this was from... No, did I just run? I don't even remember what this from. In the last day, we found another verse, so that's nice. But yeah, we only have 3 going into the next one. We might have 4 or 5 by then. But, oh no, we still need more. Anyways. Let's see. We did that, we did that, we did that. I think we're almost all in. I guess we just go to World Event for a little bit while we're waiting on the poll. And we'll finish the faction door. It looks like the guild's pretty much done. I'll help contribute. Oh gosh, not another ingot. No. In all fairness, we probably won't be updating that number too much today, so that might be one of the few only updates it gets. Let me go update the number. Let's see. Ingots. Let's see. There we go. There we go. Perfect. I have no clue what we're going to do with all those ingot orbs, but hey, there's another one for the pile. Of course, for this event, we're still running the good old Teslas, as would be expected. Just click Tesla and then win. And occasionally I'll have to click 2 Teslas and then win. Pretty straightforward. Unfortunately, not usable in the weekend faction event. I was kind of hoping it would be. So that we could test it out a little bit for the new faction. Or not really new faction, but you know what I mean. In a faction context. I guess we technically could have on Tuesday, I just didn't happen to. Because it didn't go deep enough to bother. Because Tuesday was like, what, red, yellow or something? But this weekend's a brown, purple. That's hello, D13! You need to rest yourself. That in the gym. Oh, nice. Yeah, I haven't been going to the gym much lately. I've been needing to exercise more. I'm generally more of the walking kind. Like, almost all the exercise I do is just cardio and various walking. Jogging. other similar movement-like activities. Because I'm not a big fan of, like, weights and stuff like that. Which is probably why I have, like, no upper body strength. We could do more Ring Fit Adventure. I'm not sure if we're ever going to get around to that. We probably should at some point. Wendy's and Ring Fit Adventure. Actually, I did do that for Mother's Day. That was the last time I was at Wendy's. Because my mom wanted the strawberry frosty thing, so obviously I got one for myself too. And yeah, they're good. They're really good. Like, gosh, are they getting pricey? All prices everywhere, I feel like, are raising higher than inflation rate. And any prices that aren't increasing, they're like downsizing on things. The portion's just getting smaller. Ring Squat Fit Adventure. Yeah, that's the biggest issue I've had with Ring Fit Adventure. If I have any one complaint with that game, is I have done more squatting for that video game than I have in my entire life. Like, the amount of squatting it makes you do is way above a realistic average of what you would ever do under any circumstance. Like, a lot of the other exercises make sense, and, you know, they're things that you might do a little bit more often. But, gosh, does that game make you squat a lot? Let's see. Alright, there we go. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. And let's go see what the poll's at. Let's see. Yeah, my state's minimum wage is literally the lowest it could possibly be. Which is probably why it feels like prices are raising more for me in my area. Because even like a 10-cent increase is like, oh gosh, that thing has went up so much. Whereas, you know, if you're in an area that's like $15 an hour and something goes up by like 20 cents, it ultimately makes less of an impact. Compared to if it raised in like 10 cents in my area. Let's see. Okay, it looks like 6 is winning, so we're gonna go for 6. The 5 is pretty close behind. But 6 is higher, so we'll go for it. Oh, that's not the mode to do that. Let's see. Did we win Guess That Door? We have not won. Did 5 win? We did not win. We should have won for 4. We got Web 2. That's an annoying one. I'm gonna have to go Cleanse Metals. It's just too annoying to deal with it. I don't have anything set to cleanse, so we shall set the cleanse. There we go. Alright, keep going to the wrong dungeon. There we go. Come on, Cleanse Metals, do something. You got this. Oh, good, we got the Leprechaun cleanse. Perfect. Now, if only Angry Mob could also get cleansed, so we can actually do something in this battle. There we go. Web run Tesla. True. That is true. Wait. I didn't even think about that. The Tesla buff. She'd be insane for, even, not counting Web, just in general for this. Now that she probably has enough damage to 2-cycle. Because I believe an issue she had before, it took 3 casts for her to win. But yeah, you're right. It's probably 2 casts now, isn't it? I'll go check. I haven't actually checked since the change. We're probably not going to need these anymore. We're just going to go just pure armor. I'm pretty sure we're done with that mode for the week. Yeah, let me go switch to pure armor and build out a Tesla team real quick. Do I even have one built? I should. But I might have overwritten it at some point already. Tesla buff. Good enough. It doesn't have a mana accumulator, though. Yeah, it'll be fine. We'll find the mana. I kind of want to put like a Throw or something on the team. Even replace out the 50% mana start with something like that. But the problem is it'd be affected by web. Let's see, does this two-shot? It does, because before, I don't think it did. Oh, we still gotta deal with that, though. I'll take the blue. I could actually go for enchant. Yeah, I should have just went for enchant the previous turn. It's more overall mana. But yes, it does indeed two-shot now. Because I could have sworn it didn't before this update. It would bring them down to pretty low, but not enough to kill. But yeah, since she got the damage buff, it is enough to kill now. Which is actually really good for this mode now. As most of the effects she isn't really that affected by. Most notably web. As it actually literally has no effect at all on her ability. Whatsoever. Ah, there we go. Unfortunately, no perfect, though. Anyways. But out of the way. I guess we go faction delving, then. So we're going to use the this one. The good old Guards, Avatar, Surquet, and Hadley combo. A team I didn't actually mention on the Monday video, though that was also usable on the Tuesday faction as well. And, well, this is the second time you could use it this week. Oh, I already have it set. Perfect. I already put it here earlier. I don't need to paste the team. I forgot. The reason I already did 2 battles is I wanted to double check that you couldn't skip to the final room. It looked like you couldn't, but I just wanted to double check confirm, and yeah, you can't. That's the reason why 2 battles were already done. Just to see if you could cross over here, but it requires having this room done in order to do so. Also, why did I set 20%? Also, why did I even switch? Well, you could have just kept on pure armor. Wait. Why did I even switch my banner to magic? You finally got life and death now? Nice. Yeah, that's a great weapon to have. I highly advise everyone getting it before the end of this weekend. You can either get it for 410 gems in the reward tier for the faction event currently, or get it in Soulforge before the reset on Monday. So by the end of Sunday. But yeah, let me switch back to armor. Why did I even switch to begin with for just going to be running guard? Because guard normally runs pure armor for the same reason Rowene does, and the same reason that Tesla does. As pretty much all their damage comes from armor itself. And not actually magic. While he does boost by magic, that is not where the bulk of his damage is coming from. And he gains more damage relatively from the amount of armor you would get from the metal. Oh, I meant to take that for the other direction, but sure, we'll just take that. There's a 5-time just sitting there. Oh yeah, that's the treasure room. We'll take that last. Gotta maximize that lootation. Alright, I'll take that one. No! Come back. Speaking of loot, I'm not sure if we should start doing factions more often. I keep forgetting how much gold they give. Like, factions actually give a pretty sizable amount of gold. And we've been using gold a lot more with merchants and stuff like that. So as I say that, we do have a pretty big stack of gold right now. Well, maybe not big, but you know, 50 mil's not small. More than we normally keep on hand. I feel like normally in the past I've only kept like 10, 20 million on hand. But it's kind of been growing. I'm sure we're going to dump a bunch more. At some point we'll just dump a bunch of it into the guild. 30 million at a time. That or an update will require, who knows, maybe 7.0. We don't really know much about 7.0 Gems of War update. They're going to need to post the roadmap too for the rest of the year soon. Because we know up until next month and that's it. We don't know anything further, so July onwards we have no clue what's going on. So we'll find out in the near future. Definitely within the next month. Hello Imperial, hello Daddy Shark, hello Moorzone, welcome. Will there ever make delves unlimited a day? They will likely not. They have raised how many you could do. Back in the day you could only do 3 per day no matter what. Well, not counting faction events. But they do allow you to spend some extra gems in order to get more battles. It's 50 for the first 3, then 100 for the next 3, so on and so forth. I wouldn't really advise going more than the extra 3. But it would allow you to do 6 per day rather than the standard 3. But otherwise, no. They're probably never going to add an infinite way to do it. Did I see what? What did I see? Yeah, delves are one of those things that kind of get slowly done over time. It's generally not something you can rush down as far as fully completing them. But there are things that help out with it, like faction events, and offsetting it slightly with gems. Actually, one of the better ways of doing it is get it boosted from a faction event. Like, so, for example, buy to, like, tier 4 for this faction event, get your weapon, and then with that tier 4, go and get to, like, 200-ish. And then after you get to 200-ish, you then start to do your 3 daily ones. Like, after this event ends, you start doing your 3 daily ones to get it to the rest of the way to 500. Because that's one method that you can do it. Oh, Pokemon Home's not coming this week? Oh, no! Wait, why did they delay it? Technical issues? I don't know, I'm not as hyped for it as I was for the Age of Calamity one. I mean, not Age of Calamity, I mean, wrong game. For the Legends Arceus one. Because at the time, we were doing a lot more with it. Because when Pokemon Home finally gets compatibility with current generation, like at most, I'll bring over my 6 favorite Pokemon and go get them some ribbons. It's like the only thing you could really do with them. Because there's not as much you can do in current gen, at least prior to the whatever the DLC is. As far as things that like permanently stay on the Pokemon. Yeah, getting every single faction currently to 2,500, unless you offset it with gems, I think it takes like 2 years. It is not a short duration of time. But most things in Gems of War are, you know, like slowly over time, kind of like slow progress kind of thing. Most things in this game aren't really made to be rushed down. Oh, so did I just take the treasure rooms first on accident? Did I just do it like this was a normal faction? Whoops. Oh wait, never mind. This is the normal layout. That's why I took it that way. I was like, wait, why did I take these 2 already? And then it's like, wait, they're not here. That's so confusing. Because the 2 delve layouts, as I mentioned earlier, one you take from left to right and one you take from right to left. And it is so absurdly confusing. Because then when they switch, because they just switch randomly when you do it through the faction event, you might start doing it one direction and realize, whoops, I have the other layout, don't I? Yeah, it's going to get really confusing. They mentioned that the last announcement was an error. Oh, gosh. I feel like a lot of companies have been having slip-ups like that recently. As soon, TM. Yep, just like the Mythic tier list video. At some point, eventually, it will happen. I do want to get that out soon, though. Because the main thing I was waiting on was to see the fate of Ironhawk, and as of this week, we know what it is. It survived. It did not get nerfed, or buffed, but it did not get nerfed, which is the more important thing. I'm kind of surprised they didn't buff his ability a little bit. They nerfed it before it ever came out. And honestly, what it would have been before it came out would have been way better. It was basically 100 damage instead of 60. Because it created 20 Doom Skulls instead of 12. Which actually would have made its ability relevant instead of just its final trait relevant. What's hello, Bull? Welcome, welcome. Because the biggest thing holding Ironhawk back is, it's literally just a final trait troop. There are quite a few mythic series like that, where its sole purpose is to function for its final trait and do nothing else, because its ability is so underwhelming. or very average. Troops like that aren't necessarily bad though, but it gives them a lot less versatility in what they can ultimately do. Especially if one part of their ability becomes less relevant. Like, for example, Phoenicia. Phoenicia is used only for its ability and not for its trait. So if its ability is ever less relevant, which in recent time, due to Diamantina and such like that, it has been, then she also becomes less relevant because she doesn't have a trait to kind of hold it up. And Ironhawk's pretty similar. Like, if somehow, for whatever reason, that final trait doesn't become good anymore, like, there's no reason to ever use Ironhawk ever again if that final trait isn't viable, because that's the only thing it has going for it. You throw all your event keys to try to get a second copy of Ironhawk and didn't get it. Oh, that's so unfortunate. I actually did get one when I tried earlier. We actually did it on stream earlier this week. So I hope that didn't give anyone false expectations, because I think we got it in exactly drop rate, like 1,000 keys. And of course, we could get any of the 3, and we happened to get the actual good one of Ironhawk. I just did it for the fun of it, and we actually got it. I didn't actually need it, though. We already have 3 Ironhawks, of course. So now we have 4. Though, obviously, there's no team that can run 4 of them, as there's no way for it to possibly get value from it due to how much mana cost it has. Hello, Henry. Welcome, welcome. You threw 2,500 event keys and got 0? Oh, no. That's really unfortunate. It does happen sometimes, though. I think the most I've ever opened to try to get a mythic was about 4,500 gem keys or something similar. Or it was over 4 times over drop rate. You also went 5 times over drop rate on Amnesia when we did VIP keys back in the day, because they only used to have 1% instead of 1.66%. And we needed 250. Which means we actually went 5 times over odds. Or not 250, what was it? It was, no, was it 500? What was it? Yeah, it would have to have been. No. Yeah, it would have to have been. It would have to have been almost 500. That was a long, long while back, though. That was back when gems were so much easier to get to. There was actually a portion... There was a time in this game, for a very short duration, like very, very short, where you could get like 20,000 gems a week. It's kind of insane. I think the current rate and current state of game is realistically for an endgame player a couple thousand a week. Mostly between tribute, your guild, stuff like that. And, you know, just the daily ones coming in. The 20 per day, the occasional 100 per day. A few little sprinkled in, like the 25 we got today from the adventure board. And of course, Paloozas give you quite a bit, especially when you get those 120 drops, the 300 drops, or the very elusive Epic Valky's 900 gem drop, which I haven't actually seen yet, mostly because I haven't opened that many Epic Valky's. I do hope to see it at some point, though. What do you think about the overall mech-human combo in Adana? I don't think it was fixed. The changes they made to Adana did not fix that issue. Actually, the Adana changes, honestly, did not fix, like, almost any issue Adana had. Which is not off-brand, because most of the updates they do for Kingdoms don't fix the primary issue. Like, Pan's Veil's rework did not rework anything relevant when that was changed. A couple of them have gotten some better ones, but, yeah, all the core issues Adana had before the update, it still has now. The only real difference is Tesla is even more broken. Bombbots is actually potentially meta again, or at least more meta than it was. Because it kind of fell off the meta, but now it's like slightly more viable due to the extra explodes. Like, it's not going to make it game breaking, but you know, it's another alternative. It already was, but you know, now it's slightly more relevant. And the only other change was Ironhawk not getting nerfed, which isn't really a change, but you know, anything not happening to Ironhawk is a good thing. Yeah, the only two things that really happened was a Tesla buff and Bombot getting, like, slightly marginally better. And Tesla getting substantially better. But most of the other changes didn't really do anything. They put, like, a few bomb gems here and there, tweaked a few numbers. Not much beyond that. You're level 688. Also, hello, Nexorus. And comfortable now with your teams. You were told to just keep farming on Delve 20 and don't push. When is a good time for you to start pushing on Delves? Well, I would say kind of pushing with... If you're capable of doing faction events, I would say push every faction event except for City of Thieves. Permanently keep City of Thieves at level 20. And just start pushing every faction event when it happens. And then after that, you can start putting the 3 battles per day, or 6 if you choose to spend the extra 50 gems. But put your 3 battles per day that you have for Delves into progressing them after that. Like, for example, what you could do right now this week, literally starting today, is, you know, try going forward on Silver Necropolis. Maybe even buy up to Life and Death, spend the 410 gems there, and then this should get you to, assuming you win most if not all the battles, it should get you to 200 or higher in the faction, and then start after, so basically on Monday, start throwing your 3 battles per day into trying to get that to as high as you can. The only issue you might have is find that you can't get all the way to 500. But there are a few ways to do it, like Mang and various things. Actually, I think I even showed it for the video, one of them. The low-level team for it is just Mang with mana accumulation and a skull spammer. You could even just do skeleton if you don't have Keeper of Souls. But you basically just Mang carry, where you go barrier brown Mang and just put a bunch of support behind it. You can win pretty much every faction in the entire game that way. And factions do not have a color restriction based on weapon. So even if they don't have a brown or red restriction, you can still run Mang. Every faction in the entire game you can run Mang for. So once you learn the barrier brown Mang strategy, you can kind of just kill out every faction. It might take more than one attempt, but you will eventually kill out every single one of them with literally hero alone. The rest of the team is just to feed mana or feed skulls. It's a team you almost never see me running just because it's not really viable to run when you have everything in the game at your disposal. But it's a really good team when you're progressing through the game. Because it's so accessible. You get it by like level 300-ish from 23 red, 23 brown, I believe it is. And it never falls off. It's just not always the quickest option. The only time I think it's like the best in slot option for something is raids. Mostly because you could throw it on Zolgoth, throw the Raid Slayer on it, and then skull spam from there. But everything else it still can run through. It's just maybe not the quickest of things. But it does eventually win. What is the purpose of keeping City of Thieves so low? It's the best overall loot of any faction, due to it having 3 treasure rooms, 1 room away from the start. This allows you to take a very quick Cedric a lot of times, and get a 400% gold bonus, and then carry that through the entire faction. You normally want to do that with Greed on your team or Leprechaun, so you can maximize on the amount of gold you end up getting. And luckily both are available within the color restriction there due to purple. I believe it's purple-blue. So you can run like Rowan quick kill with a gold farmer on it. And then max out your gold every time when you see the Cedric. Yeah, it's the only faction currently in the game where that's possible. 3 treasure rooms within 1 battle of the starting room. And that gives a lot of overall gold. Even more than the Delves that have 4 treasure rooms, it gives more gold than them, on average. Just because the amount that Cedric gives you from getting it earlier. Yeah, it's the best gold farm, which is why it's camped for level 20. I'm so surprised they have never fixed that to this day. It was brought to them in the beta before it was ever released. And we're like 4 years later now, and they still have done nothing to fix it. I think the worst part is, like, I don't even mind that farming level 20 is viable, but the fact that farming level 500 actively disadvantages you just seems so weird. Because it's, the main reason why it's so ultra viable to farm level 20 is because it's so absurdly bad to farm level 500. And by farm level 500, I don't mean getting to 500. Getting to 500 is pretty valuable. Did I just lose connection or something? What's going on? Failed to retrieve data. Well, go retrieve the data. There we go. But what was I saying? The failed to retrieve data just made my brain fail to retrieve data. Brain function. Go. I can't remember train of thought. But anyways, game, you made me lose my train of thought. The game losing train of thought made me lose train of thought. But yeah, level 500 factions to this day still are not worth farming. They're worth getting to get to 500 for 2,500 renown, but are not worth repeating at 500, which is still an issue to this day that is weird that it hasn't been resolved. Like, you'd expect there to be, like, some kind of extra loot or something for, you know, doing a 500 delve. But, nope. Other than the first time 2,500 renown bonus, there's no benefit to constantly keep doing them. Which is one of the reasons you never see us really doing daily delves. Because there's not a direct benefit to doing so. But there is, you know, a little bit of gold, a little bit of the shards and stuff, but beyond that, there's, like, no extra benefit to doing something like that. Oh, your City of Thieves is like level 200. There are a couple others that are worth doing. Mirrored Halls is pretty good. There's one other one that had 4. I'm trying to think of what the other one was. I can't remember. They had it in like the middle of the section. But there are a couple of them that have 4. That aren't just City of Thieves. City of Thieves actually only has 3, but it has them in a really advantageous location with 2 tier 5s. Which normally make its overall loot actually a little better. I'm trying to think, what was that other one with 4? There's like 4 right down the middle. I always forget what it is. Even though it's actually among one of the more viable ones. Is it Dripping Caverns? No. I'll know it literally the second I see it. I do not remember what it was, though. Wait, I don't have a thing saved on Umbral Nexus? Yeah, I don't remember which one it is. But I know Mirrored Halls is pretty good. It has 4 treasure rooms. All the corners are treasure rooms. Treasure, 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 treasure. City of Thieves, because they're all within one room. What's the other one with 4 treasure rooms, though? There's another one with 4 that's actually pretty good. Oh, I don't have a battle save there. Yeah, I don't remember. Recall it off the top of my head. I'll know it literally the second I see the layout picture. Just can't remember its name. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Go back to the faction. Yeah, let's clear these few out. Oh yeah, Warrens give you arcane lights. That's not really one you would necessarily farm at level 20, though. If I'm not mistaken, doesn't normal Warrens have 0 treasure rooms? The biggest benefit of it is it's the only faction that gives arcanes on the final fight. Why? I have no clue. But it technically makes green, yellow arcanes the easiest arcane to get in the entire game. Due to the 100% consistent rate that you can get multiple of them from doing every Warrens run. Does a 0.5 treasure multiplier mean running it at 20 is pretty much worthless? I don't know, does it normally have that? I thought it normally has 1 times if you go to 30. I haven't done it in such a long time on a newer account, I actually forget. But yeah, doesn't the level before have 1 times if you go to 30? I can't remember, it's actually been so long. Oh no, at 0.5 it can still be worth it. I personally don't run it every single day at 0.5, but you know, it's better than nothing. Because once you get the Cedric bonus, that's not actually affected by that multiplier. One of the main reasons why getting an early Cedric in City of Thieves is so valuable is mostly because of the way that the gold multiplier applies. It does not apply to your bigger multiplier, but it applies to each one of the rooms immediately to this number right here. So normally you have a 0 out of 100. Which, of course, with a Cedric, you get a 100% bonus, but it's across 4 troops. So you're actually getting a 0 out of 500. So you can end up getting a really high number there. And then that is where all your gold comes from. And your multiplier that you have for the faction does not actually apply to that number. So if you have like a 3.5 times, it applies to the loot room. Like, let's say you have a treasure room and it says like 800 gold. Like, your 3.5 times will apply to that. But it does not apply to the number you have there. Like in the top left right there. Oh, your other bonuses do, like if you're wearing dragon armor and stuff like that. But the actual multiplier of the delve does not. So running at 0.5 honestly does not make too huge of a difference on it. Yeah, I know it's 0.5 one times, two times, but I always thought if you moved one level higher at the lowest range, it had a different number. Or maybe it doesn't. It's been a long while since we've seen a delve that low. It's been many years. But yeah, if you stay at 20 and don't advance, it stays at a 1 times multiplier forever, which is the whole reason for camping 20. Is for that higher multiplier on a good delve. Also, one nice thing about delve events, the multiplier is actually always 2 times. Notice how it says 4.5 times now, but now as we clear, it's actually going to say 2 times. That's one nice benefit of these, is even though if we were to go to a delve right now and go do it, it's going to be like, let's say for example, I don't know, City of Thieves. Our City of Thieves is going to be a 0.5 times, well, 0.6 because we did the first battle there, but it's a 0.5 times multiplier, because we have to run at that low level 50 thing. However, when you're doing any faction event, the Tuesday ones or the weekend-long ones, it is 2 times multiplier the entire time, which is kind of nice. Of course, you have a limited amount of fights you could do, though in all fairness, so do you normally on the daily limit thing. But you do get a 2 times multiplier every single time. Makes it a little more desirable to actually go for. It's one of the reasons you actually see me doing Tuesday and Friday faction events, but you don't really see me doing the daily ones. That's actually the main reason why. Is because of the 2 times multiplier. The other reason, of course, is because of the orbs and Volkies. Of course, the Volky number isn't too high, but, you know, a few extra orbs always nice. Especially since they got buffed last December. Well, you actually lived? I guess we are getting deeper after all. Oh yeah, what level are we on? We're probably at the point where this team is starting to fall off. Oh yeah, it's at 100. Oh, no wonder why. Oh no. There's a reason I named them 20 to 100 whenever I do the videos. It's normally because sometimes you can fall off earlier, depending on your stats. But it's normally because these teams start to fall off around 100. And yep, you can already see it happening now. Which is why I don't normally mention this 20 to 100. Some teams can vary, obviously. Or they might fall off a little bit earlier or a little later. But a lot of the ones that work perfectly at a low level range tend to fall off by about 100 or so. Until you need to switch over to a different team. They're really quick at killing the lower range, but can't quite do the same to the higher range. Yeah, you do always have access to level 50 when you go to the higher range. That was a change they made a couple years ago. It was kind of like their band-aid fix for the whole issue, though they still haven't fixed the core issue of what was actually wrong with Underworld. And the scoring system and the loot system. But that was their band-aid fix a while ago. Because back in the day, we didn't even have that. You were stuck at like 490 and 500. At least now you have an option to do a 50 for a somewhat quick kill. Like, I know on my range you can still one-shot at 50. Like we run like Rowan build or something similar. It does slightly limit what you can run though. As there are some things that would only one-shot at like the 20 or 30 range, but not at 50. Wait, did my skull just do nothing? You don't have agile. Why did my skull just do nothing? Wait, am I going crazy? Did my skull... What did my skull do? It looked like we took a skull and then it did nothing on him. As if it dodged it, but it doesn't have dodge. I suppose it applied to the first trip and I wasn't noticing it. But anyways, there we go. Okay, still got some fights left. We need to go change our team. Let's go to Zolgoth build. Built it for a reason. Let's go and get it. Go to get. Oh, I should definitely change the metals though. There we go. Go to there. Go to there. Not there. Oh, we got Guild Wars next week. Hey, good time to pick up Life and Death. Guild War right around the corner. You're gonna need it for it. Even if it wasn't next week, you still want to pick it up, but you know, even more of a reason to, as it's probably most notoriously used for Guild War. Like you can use it in other contexts, but it's definitely it's kind of like the books where you use it almost entirely for Guild War, even though it does technically have other purposes. But yeah, I believe to this day, Iron Gut Zolgoth is still the strongest combo in the entirety of Underworld. Like, there's a lot of strong combos. But I'm not sure of any better than Iron Gut Zolgoth still. With just double mana accumulation. It just covers all your bases so very quickly. And it never falls off. Like, it's going to win almost as quickly right now as it will at 500. But we are getting a few quick kill Skull snipes, though. Because obviously, as you go deeper, they eventually do stop one-shotting things with Skull. At our current range, they actually are one-shotting them. Or at least once they get their Devour in. Oh no, he didn't one-shot. Iron Gut, how could you? You're already not one-shotting because we moved to a tier 5 room. Iron Zor Zolgoth. Which one sounds better? Oh no, I just always call it Iron Gut Zolgoth. I haven't made a nickname for them. You found Dr. Pepper Float Bluebell Ice Cream? That sounds interesting. A Dr. Pepper float? So kind of like a root beer float. Is that even a thing? How does a float taste in Dr. Pepper? Because I'm pretty sure I've only ever had it with root beer. A lot of times in root beer. But I've never had it with a different soda. I feel like with some it would taste weird. Like I would never have a Coke or a what's the opposite of Coke? Pepsi. I would never have a Coke or Pepsi root beer. I mean, a Coke or Pepsi float. Because I feel like it would taste kind of weird. Unless you get like a cherry flavored Coke or something. Also, I'm almost starting to forget what soda even tastes like because this is actually the longest I've ever gone without soda. It was kind of like a pseudo New Year's resolution. It wasn't even one initially. But then I realized at the start of the year that, wait, I've gone like a month without soda. Why not just go the whole year? And yeah, I'm currently going the whole year without soda, or at least trying to. We are 5.5 months in, and I have not drank soda all year so far. And I'm trying to keep to it, though honestly it is very hard. But it's the longest I've ever gone without soda. Because during the pandemic, I ended up going 1 year without fast food. Though in all fairness, half that year was pretty easy because it wasn't even possible to. But I just figured I'd go the whole year. We're doing that this year for soda. Doesn't mean I'm not having caffeine, but I have been trying to limit it. I am still having sugary drinks on occasion, just not specifically sodas. The soda variety. It's like a half step. Because I didn't completely give up soda-y drinks or caffeine. So I have been limiting their intake, which is kind of easy to do if you're not drinking soda. Let's see, we'll take that one over. These are some of the worst offenders of it. Would you consider salsa water as breaking the resolution? At this point, I would kind of consider it. Because I haven't been having any bubbly, like, liquids either. So I haven't been having, like, salsa water or anything like that either. Well, honestly, I got into, like, a mood for them a couple years ago and then, like, completely ditched them. I don't know, I'm just not that big of a fan of them. So it's kind of easy not to drink them. But most of them aren't really that bad for you. But some of them leave you feeling kind of weird. Also, quite a few of them use, like, really fake sugars that are not good for you. Which is probably the main thing that got me away from them. Like, after researching some of the ingredients, it's like, oh, no thank you. I'd rather just drink soda at that point. Used to make orange Gatorade ice cream. Interesting. Oh, that's something I used to do in the past. Orange. Oh gosh, I need to go make those. It's almost summertime. But making orange juice popsicles are so amazing. It's like the best form factor of orange juice. Like, I feel like on a normal basis, I don't really like drinking orange juice. But orange juice popsicles with like a little bit of vanilla in it. Oh, they're so good. So good. Let's see. And you can easily make your own. I'll take the throw over there. Basically your own creamsicle out of orange juice and either extract or literally just put a scoop of ice cream in there and mix it. Either or. Yeah, lately all I've been really drinking is water, the occasional tea, and like maybe the occasional fruit juice. Like one thing I picked up the other day just because it's like summer and I wanted something like that was like a raspberry lemonade thing. Because I'm a very big sucker for both lemonade and raspberry and tea. Those are like my probably favorite flavors of drinks that aren't like soda varied. Oh, I try not to drink stuff like that though. They're all really high in sugar. Well, I saw it the other day and I was like, might as well. It's even on sale. Honestly, I'm a big sucker for everything raspberry related. Regardless if it's official or artificial or natural, it's just such a good flavor. It's just something I had at when I took my mom out for, gosh, when I've been taking her out for so many holidays because of between Mother's Day and her birthday. Yeah, I think it was on her birthday. One of the places we went to was Red Robin, and one of the things I ended up getting there was a like a raspberry iced tea, like their own like make on it, and gosh, it was so good. I almost want to go back there just for that. Red Robin's a weird restaurant because they are really like hit or miss. It's one of those places where I feel like 2/3 of their menu is not worth ordering, but the other third is actually good. Or even slightly above good. But you don't know initially which ones they are. It's one of those kind of places. Yeah, raspberry is such a good flavor. Which I even got some raspberries and blackberries the other day with yogurt. Just plop them in there. I used to have a black raspberry tree in my backyard when I was a kid as well. It was actually around the time I had chickens too. So I basically have an infinite supply of both blackberries and eggs. Though now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever had eggs and raspberries together. Mostly because I feel like that'd be a slightly weird combination, though I guess it could kind of work. But yeah, I miss having an infinite supply of eggs. I haven't really been buying them much lately, though. I've been kind of staying away from dairy products. Well, aside from cheese. I can never end cheese. Like, it would be physically impossible for me to go an entire year without consuming cheese. Like, how vegans do it, I have no clue. Like, there's so many ways to just, like, accidentally do it. Particularly if you're going, like, all-in vegan and trying to do, like, no dairy. Like, I never do that. Like, like even when I'm not drinking, like, milk and stuff, Like, I'm not going to avoid products that have milk in it. Like, if it's used as an ingredient, it's something completely different than, like, drinking a whole cup of it. Yeah, I can never stop cheese. So many things just randomly have it, too. Many good things as well. Oh yeah, I probably already mentioned that earlier. Like the other week. How am I getting to devour every time? I don't know, what's my attack value right now? I'm not even paying attention. I just know that it's delves, and normally our attack value is so high that we get it every time. What's our attack value? Because if it's 100, that's why. Oh, that's why, it's 140. Iron gets attack value, or Iron gets devour rate is based on his attack value. And in delves, you have an absurdly high attack with all the bonuses there are. Of course, slightly earlier on in the game, it might be a little bit less. But through various things. But later on, you will easily hit over 100, even without having any extra medals to do so. Because we're starting at 140 from starting value right now, with no additional buffs. Because our medals are set to armor right now, not... Actually, never mind, it's set to 20% start in magic. But we're not even using the 12 extra attack that we could be using. And he's already at 140. Which is a 100% chance to devour every time, as long as you don't have immune. Of course, immunity still stops it. Which is what Zulgoff is for. He takes out all the ones that have immune. I don't know, we keep doing the 1 year without having something. I need to figure out what would be the next one. Okay, so far we've done 1 year without fast food, 1 year without soda, which we're halfway through. We'll need to figure out something else for next year. See how it goes. There's so many of them that I could never do, though. Like, 1 year without dairy products would be impossible. 1 year without meats would probably be impossible for me. Like, I don't eat a lot of them, but I could never see myself going a whole year without them. I give up sleeping? No. How about giving up being awake? Completely... 1 year without internet, go. Can you imagine? Like, I couldn't imagine in current state of year going like a whole year without internet. Even if all my work wasn't internet-based, I still feel like I couldn't go a year without internet. Oh, come on, die to death, Mark. You know you want to. Oh, fine, we'll kill you normally. Oh, fine, we'll kill you normally twice. That's why I wanted to die to death, Mark. Because I had a feeling he's going to revive anyways. Oh, does it keep giving you more battles? Yeah, it seems like it's doing that to us right now. We just got another Valraven. I think we finally hit the end of the line on these last two battles, though. Luckily, they go pretty quick. Yeah, Valravens are pretty infrequent in Delves. Delves is actually a little bit weirder with how Valravens spawn. Because in most other modes, you're constantly consuming sigils, or, you know, whatever you'd call the currency, of like how many battles you have left. But in Delves, you actually only consume one for the entire floor. But the Valraven rate assumes you're going to do every single battle on the floor. So if you skip like half the battles or go for rush method where you only do half the delve, you know, like rush straight for the final room or something similar along those lines and don't do all of them, you'll actually get less Valravens. Because the amount of battles required for Valravens is the highest for delves than any other mode in the game. Simply because of how many battles you do per sigil. Because every sigil is essentially 9 battles. Whereas in pretty much every other mode, it's a 1-to-1. Oh, you have Immune to Devour, don't you? It's kind of funny because this thing used to have Immune to Devour, so I always think it still does on occasion. So the reason I clicked on the other one was I already thought the last slot had Immune. But in actuality, the one I clicked on had Immune. But yeah, that one brown-green weird web thing, tentacle thing, vine thing, that thing used to have Devour Immune. I'm not sure why it got removed. It was already so weak that it could just kept it on it. But it was. That was basically back when they did a lot of immunity changes. As well as made sure nothing that had like the silence mechanic thing really had that immune. And like a few other ones. They made sure like Stone Skin didn't have immune. Like Golem I think got nerfed. I think it used to have Impervious plus Stone Skin. But I got the Impervious removed because they didn't want something like a common having that. Actually, to this day, I'm not even sure if any higher rarity thing even has that combination. Like a super high score reduction combined with Impervious. I think the best we have are like 25% and such, off of like Carnix and such. Oh no, you don't have to do it before tomorrow. The current event that's going on right now lasts the whole weekend. Today, tomorrow, and Sunday. And you get to keep whatever sigils you don't use for that. So if you currently have like 10 sigils for the current delve, tomorrow you will have 13 because you still get your 3. The underworld ones you have to use. So for example, the one from the underworld, those you have to use, like the 3 that you get for these, like these 3, like that number needs to say 0. Otherwise you'll lose them. Like this number, if it doesn't say 0, you'll lose those. But the ones for the actual faction event, they remain the entire faction event. So you still have another 2 days, 5 hours, and 46 minutes to use your things, and you get another 3 tomorrow and another 3 on Sunday, as long as you log in. Alright, 2 more sigils. Alright, we're gonna do 1 more floor for now. That'll bring us to 150 completion. And we'll continue them tomorrow. But we'll finish out 1 last run. It's just going so quick with this team. I'm glad we have access to a really easy one for this event. This is about as easy as it gets. I'm kind of sad we can't use Tesla, though. I really wanted to mess with Tesla for the weekend faction event. But unfortunately, we don't have access to her. Because that would have been kind of perfect if on the week she got buffed, we could actually run her all weekend. I'll find something to use her for a little bit later, though. Because there's plenty she could be used for now. Oh, did I never hand out a code yet? Let me go do that. My bad. I was going to hand out one when we got to the perfect dungeon, but we didn't end up getting a perfect dungeon. There you guys go. There's the redeem code used on gemsofwar.com underneath the redeem code section. Your invite code can be found in your settings menu. Redeem code is right over there in chat. Just copy paste a random code with 97. And it gives same loot as always. 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, 2,500 gold. And definitely feel free to leave a like on the stream. Helps a lot. It's greatly appreciated. Always devour the guy that has 100% revive, just get him out of the way. You have to kill him twice anyways. And as match. Now it's match. There we go. And how many more do we have on this floor? We'll make this the last floor that we do for tonight. Until tomorrow, we shall continue. What is the Pure Faction team for the Delve? The Pure Faction is one of the brown-purple tank, followed by 3 of the AoE legends. I can't remember any of their names. I think it's called like Bone Golem and whatever the legend is 3 times over. Yeah, I completely forgot the other one's name. I can go check it in a second. We mentioned in the video earlier today. Let's see. That has all the copy paste for them if any of you guys want to go get them. As well as the team we're using now. But it was it was Bone Golem with 3 Vanyas. Bone Golem just never dies. Between 50% score reduction and attack armor gain. And Vanya has a bunch of AoE damage that it just keeps damage pressuring. Also has Bless a little bit. And also gets to summon a Silver Necropolis troop, so even if your Bone Golem dies, you can just resummon another. A 1 in 3 chance, but you'll get something there. 1 in 3 chance it's actually the Golem itself. But generally the Golem's not really going to die in the first place. Oh wait, this is a treasure room, whoops. Yep, no problem. Hello, Easy Breezy. Hello, Imperial. Welcome, welcome. If anyone else has any other questions, anyone want to go over to, let me know. And a few more fights, we'll call it a wrap for tonight. Till tomorrow. And tomorrow we'll probably wrap up Faction, wrap up World Event. See what else we can get done. Maybe mess with some Tesla builds. Because honestly, I haven't had much of a chance to mess with Tesla this week. Since she got buffed. Like, we have a little bit earlier this week, but not a whole lot. Just because it's a little bit limited where I would want to run her. Like, for example, you can on pets and stuff like that. Faction would be pretty good for her. If nothing else, daily delves, or sorry, daily dungeons. I need to start considering her a bit more for that. These are a few of the effects that she counters pretty well compared to other troops. Oh wow, we got 4 treasure rooms this time. Nice. I'm not sure why. I feel like the side rooms in Silver Necropolis have a really high chance of being treasure rooms. Because for whatever reason, it seems like half the time, if not more, they are the non-guarantee treasure rooms. Like, they seem like they have a heightened chance of being treasure room in this delve. What's the easiest faction to max out? Generally anything that has like an insta-kill or something similar. Like, I remember not the Silver Necropolis, Crypt Keepers. Crypt Keepers has an instant kill mechanic that makes it a little bit easier. I'm not sure what would be considered the absolute easiest. I would say the Truffle one before it got nerfed. Like, pre-nerf Truffle Kingdom of Amithrax. It's still kind of easy, but it's a little bit harder to do the infinite loop now. Usually need more starting mana compared to before. The Beatrix one's still pretty easy as well, but the summons get kind of annoying depending on where your stats are. Because the biggest issue with getting a faction completely done is the pure faction, more so than anything. Like, getting to 500 is normally the easy part. The hard part is doing the pure faction at 500. Ah, there we go. But anyways, guys, I think we will end it here. We will be back tomorrow, same time as always, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 hour prior to now tomorrow. You guys know the drill. And yeah, we'll mostly be finishing up faction events, getting another time on this and see where it pans out to. And yeah, just go from there. Maybe mess with some Tesla dungeons, maybe just mess with Tesla in general. And yeah, we'll go from there. Anyways, guys, enjoy your weekend. Have a wonderful time. Thanks for stopping by as always. Greatly appreciated as per usual. And enjoy your weekend. Goodbye, everyone. And thanks for watching.